in the downtown east side and the world why we're hosting the second annual Poverty Olympics 1 year before the 2010 Olympics come to Vancouver, Canada. Our governments say that BC is the best place on earth. Well, for those of you out there in the world who think Canada is a rich country, look again. This is not the best place on earth. People in BC live in shocking poverty. In our neighborhood, the downtown east side, just a few blocks away from this site of luxury condos that they're building at the Athletes Olympics Village, our neighborhood has the same HIV rate as Botswana. The average income of low-income parents in British Columbia is $11,000 a year below the poverty line. 21% of children in BC live in poverty. That's the highest rate of child poverty in Canada. Women are slipping through the cracks of the social safety net and are still going missing. Aboriginal people in the Lower Mainland represent 32% of the homeless population, even though they make up only 2% of the population. And guess what percent street homelessness went up between 2002 and 2008? Anybody, can you guess? 373%. The homeless are being ticketed and harassed by police, and they're dying on the streets. So this poverty is completely unnecessary. If governments made poverty and homelessness a priority, like they make the Olympics a priority, they would end poverty and homelessness. They would. And they spend, instead they spend millions on bailouts and billions on Olympic venues. Security alone for the 2010 Games will cost $1 billion, and that could replace every crappy 5,000 hotel rooms that we have on the downtown east side with decent housing. Get this. The cost of a ticket to go to the opening ceremonies at the Olympics is $1,182. A single person on welfare gets $610 a month. And if you're on disability, only $906 a month. Talk about discrepancy. We've seen no increase to welfare rates, no increase to minimum wage. There's no money in the federal stimulus package for housing the homeless. There's no ongoing money for provincial social housing program. And there's no funding for the 12 city sites that they're putting around the city. So maybe, I don't know, we think maybe governments are afraid, and maybe they're afraid that voters don't want them to end poverty. But that's not true. That's wrong. People want them to end poverty. According to a poll that was done by the Canadian Centre Policy Alternatives, 87% of BCers want strong political leadership to reduce the number of poor people. 87% also want targets and timelines to reduce poverty. Just like February 2010 is a target for the Olympics, we could have a target for government action on poverty reduction. And 77% believe that the economic recession is exactly the time for governments to take action. So it's true, it is the perfect time to invest in low-income people. Building housing will create good jobs, save millions in less medical care and less policing. Low-income people, they don't spend their money on a trip to Hawaii if they have a few more extra bucks in their pocket. They don't buy stocks. Instead, they'd help keep money circulating in neighborhoods. They shop at local stores. They buy newspapers. It would be a great stimulus for the local economies. So join the movement, everyone. We're calling on people everywhere, here in the downtown east side, in BC, Canada, and the world, to pressure the Canadian governments to put the same energy into ending poverty and homelessness as they've had to hold the Olympics. And end poverty is not a game. One last point. I just wanted to let you know that last year, the Poverty Olympics Committee asked the International Organizing Committee for the Olympics, the IOC, to help us pressure the Canadian governments to end poverty. They wrote back to us and said no. And I quote, "Any expectation that the IOC put pressure on governments of host cities is misplaced," end quote. They went on to say that IOC's role is specifically to use sport to bring hope to the world. Hope to the world. Oh, the terrible irony that this mega corporation responsible for bringing the Olympics was the same group that also received the top award from the International Center of Housing Rights and Evictions as a world premier housing violator. IOC, you deserve that award. And as for the Canadian governments, people everywhere are cluing in that you are not looking after the needs and rights of Canadian citizens. The foreign media are paying attention to us. Hey, Canadian governments, just imagine all your peers next year turning on the TV to watch a hockey game and see a little bit of Canada. When the world comes to Vancouver, what will they see indeed? This is what they will see. Hello, world. Welcome to the 3rd Annual Poverty Olympics. So our message is serious, but it's meant to be educational and fun today. And we hope you enjoy yourself and that you'll help us keep up the pressure in the year to come. Thanks, everybody.